Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. We are going to jump into crypto regulation. I put a video out yesterday. We are hearing some things today as it relates to Biden's executive order, which we heard last month would happen sometime this month. We don't really have a date yet, but we're going to dig into the news together, see what we find, and figured why not jump on. I read a tweet real quick about crypto regulation. Some type of executive order could be coming as early as this week. Okay, not trying to scare people away. I'm not going anywhere in terms of crypto, but I do think it's important that we address this head on. So, regardless of what tokens you're married to, drop the tribalism at least for a little bit because this affects us all. Okay, we're all in crypto. We're all part of the 4%. So, I think we can come together on this because crypto regulation impacts every single crypto holder out there, regardless if you're a crypto holder in the US. This still impacts you. All right, this is big time news. Let's get into it and talk about it. What is up, everybody? What's up, Bree? How you doing? Harry, what's up? Chase, Williard, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back into the stream. So we are experiencing a downturn in the market today. We're down about 3%. I was just on with Rodney for a little bit. We were talking about maybe it's the Russian news. It's probably still some of that. We really have not gotten a ton of clarity on what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. We hear, one day it's bad, one day it's not so bad, one day it's terrible, one day it's nothing. We really haven't figured it out yet. All right, real quick before we jump in, smash the like button, subscribe. Let's get some more folks in here because, again, this type of news impacts everybody in crypto. This type of news right here impacts everybody in crypto. Breaking: Biden to sign executive order regulating crypto next week. Now, what this will look like, we have no idea. But I commented on this link. We do have an article here. We're going to pull this up from Yahoo Finance, see what we can dig into. And again, I just got to say, I have not done a ton of research on this yet. This news just came out. So this is news to me, but in real time, we're going to dig through it, see what we can find. So an executive order by Biden to give federal government a bigger hand in cryptocurrency policy was delayed following a disagreement between the White House and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen over how big a role the government should play. Now, the Biden administration had hoped to sign the order at the beginning of the year, Bloomberg reported. But disputes between Yellen's staff and officials on the National Economic Council have slowed its progress, according to anonymous officials who spoke with Bloomberg. Senior administration officials have finished a draft version for Biden, but for now, much of his focus is on tensions between Russia and Ukraine. Okay, so it looks as if this could be pushed back, at least from what I'm reading right now, because the focus has shifted to Russia and Ukraine. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I've said for a very long time, I think the regulation starts with stablecoins, in my opinion. We shall see. But right here, right now, we don't have all the facts, all the information, but we did hear of this from a long time ago, that some type of regulation is coming. And here's the thing. I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. Some regulation, in my opinion, is good. That is what's going to take us into the mainstream. We're not there yet. Crypto is still underground. It's more mainstream than it has been in the past, but it's not mainstream. Okay, it's not mainstream yet. In order for us to get there, in order for us to pull the big time investors into crypto, the billionaires of the world, we're going to need regulation. They're not going to take the risk. They're too used to enjoying the 7, 8, 9, 10% of their gains from ETFs and mutual funds and what have you, right? They look at Tesla as a risk. So they certainly look at crypto as a risk. Even though when we look at the year-to-year gains, nothing beats crypto. All right, let's keep reading. The executive order is designed to provide a comprehensive government strategy on cryptocurrency. It would give the White House a central role overseeing policies and regulation regarding digital assets. Now, according to a CoinDesk report last month, citing an unnamed Bloomberg source, the order would also seek input from different federal agencies, including the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the Securities, the SEC, and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, over how crypto industry should comply with federal law. Now, in addition, the order might lead to the establishment of the digital dollar. Interesting. I've actually covered this on the channel. Issued by the Federal Reserve, Bloomberg noted that's a particular point of contention between the White House and Yellen staff, who aren't convinced an executive order is necessary. So it sounds like there's some back and forth between the powers that be right now, and they're still trying to figure out how to, regulate crypto and what they want to do first, what they want to have in place for the future. It still remains to be seen. Now, meanwhile, federal regulation in digital assets remains murky, which is one of the reasons the White House has felt pressure to come up with a comprehensive cryptocurrency policy. Leaders in the crypto industry have been particularly concerned about the lack of clarity when it comes to federal rules governing digital assets. Excuse me. So that's what we've got right now. We're going to bounce around and look at some other articles. Let me just take a look at the chat. Good morning, everybody. What's happening? Joni, what's up? T-Mac, Williard, what's going on? Let's go. Chase, how you doing? Yeah, I'm trying to do some more lives here. What's up, Muzz? Joni, how you doing? Ashley, what's happening? Let's see here. Drift King, what's going on? What's happening, everybody? Smash that like button, subscribe. Let's keep it rocking and rolling here for a little bit and try to dig into what's going on with crypto regulation. Let's go over to Twitter here. And again, the market right now pulling back here. We're down about 3%. Bitcoin down 4%. Ethereum back down below 3,000. It just seems like the same money is being shuffled around. We're not getting a lot of new people into crypto right now. That will change, in my opinion. We need an influx of new investors that we're not getting right now. That's my opinion. But let's see here what else we can find on Biden and crypto. Let's see. Biden, crypto. Okay. That's the same article we just read. A range of agencies, including the Department of Treasury, State Justice, and Homeland Security, are going to develop a report on the federal of money and payment systems. Joe Biden's cryptocurrency policy. Here we go. More information. Rollout was delayed by a dispute between the White House officials and Janet Yellen. Maybe Janet Yellen's invested in some crypto. Maybe she has some Shiba Inu. What do you think? Over the scope of a pending executive order that could include the digital dollar. That's Bloomberg Economies reporting that. Here we go. Altcoin Daily, one of the best news sources in the space. They're citing that Yahoo Finance article that we just went over, breaking Biden to issue executive order on crypto regulation next week. So it is being put off until next week. At least that's the news we have right now. Of course, that could get pushed back even more if tensions grow between Russia and Ukraine, and hopefully they don't for everybody involved. Just in, Joe Biden to issue wide-ranging executive order on regulating Bitcoin and crypto next week. Now, I want your opinions down below in the comment section. I don't think they're really concerned with Bitcoin, they being the U.S. government. I think they're more concerned with stablecoins. Okay, and I don't think they're really concerned with meme coins. Not yet. It's a very small fraction. I think the biggest threat right now to the banking system, to the government, is stable coins. I've laid this out many times before, but I know we get many new people here. Basically, you can go and stake stable coins and earn a percent that is nowhere near your money in a savings account in a bank. So therefore, a lot of people have figured this out. A lot of people don't have their money in the banks anymore, at least in a savings account, maybe a checking account, right? But in terms of what you could do with stable coins, the returns that you can get, it's no wonder why people are moving away from holding a ton of money in their savings account. Maybe they keep an emergency fund in there, right? I know a lot of people maybe just keep $1,000 or $5,000 in there as an emergency fund, or some people use their savings account just for taxes. But if you're trying to make your money make more money, it's crypto, right? Through staking. So here we go. Here's Jennifer Schonberger. She's a reporter for Yahoo. President Biden will issue a wide-ranging executive order on regulating crypto next week. Among the deets, the order will commission a study of a CBDC and ask Treasury along with other agencies to come up with a report on the future of money and payment systems. More to come here on this front. So trying to sift through and see if we have everything involved here. Let's see what they're saying over here at Yahoo Finance. We'll
been talk of this executive order since last November. It was actually supposed to be issued back then. And it was, I think at that time, rumored to actually have even a broader sort of mandate where there was supposed to be a crypto czar appointed, and they were actually going to propose some more regulatory measures as opposed to just having a study. Over the past few months, the Biden administration has seemingly sort of walked back from where their initial position was. And what they are doing is this whole of government approach. and essentially now, requesting several studies. These studies will be conducted, as you noted, by several different members, all across the government. So yes, it will include the intelligence agencies, the State Department, the markets regulators, the bank regulators will all be involved, and they'll make recommendations. I think it's also important just to note that a lot of these things, even when there's a study and recommendations made, a lot of these things do require an act of Congress. And Chairman Powell of the Fed has given his commitment to Congress that before a CBDC moves forward in the United States, that he will make sure that he gets the congressional buy-in before that's done. There is a Fed open proposal right now that the industry is working on providing public comment on. So there's, I think, a lot of moving parts going, but I think this is a positive step. And I think, having the federal government study where the risks are, where the benefits are, what the opportunities are, and, in a whole of government way, I think that's a good thing for crypto.
Michelle, when we talk about how the regulators in DC work, it's important to note that everything moves very slowly. And even this EO is just beginning studies at the various agencies to kind of embark on a possible regulatory framework. But do you feel like the trade group and your members have a seat at the table? Because as all of this is happening, kind of the voices that these regulators solicit as they try to figure out what the best approach here is pretty important, is it not?
Yeah, so what I absolutely love about Adam is we created our own seat at the table. So in 2018, when our group was formed, we actually proposed our own code of conduct, and that's what has been regulating the crypto spot market. So all of our members agree to adhere to our code of conduct, and it creates all of the guiding principles for custody, settlement, trading in markets, conflicts of interest, you name it. I think it's really important to note that, because what the industry has done here is actually has raised the bar for market integrity higher than what any federal regulator has done to date. So I think, obviously, from that respect, yes, the industry has had a voice in the regulation of the industry. And then secondly, I would just say, look, we have been very, very busy with the comment letter process, and we will continue to engage productively via the comment letter process with, the Fed, the SEC, all of the open proposals. And then in addition, we've been very actively engaged with Capitol Hill and working on different legislative solutions for the space to make sure that innovation is not hampered in any way in the United States, but also in a way where consumers can be protected.
Michelle, there are a lot of voices out there, and one of the big voices that got a lot of attention specifically yesterday was Berkshire Hathaway's Charlie Munger, who made some remarks about cryptocurrency at large. I want to play a clip of what he said yesterday. Take a listen.
You let a bad genie out of a bottle, God knows what happens. I think it was a huge mistake to allow it at all. And the truth of the matter is, our regulatory establishment, when they quit the government, they go out into this heavily promotional capitalism. And so it's very hard to get the government to make good, wise decisions about something like Bitcoin.
And then Munger, after the fact, mentioned that he feels like China handled cryptocurrency better by just outright banning it. Just wondering if you had any response to that type of commentary that's obviously out there in the ether.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think digital assets are here. They're here to stay, and they are the natural evolution of finance. And when you look at digital assets and cryptocurrencies, look, it's more than just an investment opportunity. We see payment rails that are being simplified. These secure blockchains have uses from gaming to medical records. It's much farther reaching than just in finance. The space, especially in finance, is full of good actors who want comprehensive regulation that works, to protect both consumers and also foster innovation. These are the conversations that Adam is having, every day with the Hill, with regulators, with the industry, and international bodies. We've been very, very busy at work on that front. I saw a recent tweet from Elon Musk that addressed some of these statements by Munger, and I thought it was funny and worth mentioning. Elon said he was at a lunch with Munger in 2009, where he told the whole table all the ways in which Tesla would fail. And Elon said it made him quite sad, but he told him that he agreed with all of those reasons and that maybe, they would probably die, but it was worth trying anyway. And I thought that was a really sort of cute remark, but it just goes to show you that, I do think that we're seeing sort of a change, and, some people are not as quick to adopt change, especially when, they've been working in a different field for such a long time. However, I do think that the wave for the future is going to be via the blockchain and digital assets.
I mean, Michelle, a lot of people saying some really mean things about Charlie Munger. I would actually say that for an Elon tweet, that wasn't as bad as maybe we would have expected from the head of Tesla there. But it does kind of show that there's perhaps an institutional gap in the way that people understand the use cases, but also the risks of cryptocurrency. When you talk about the membership of Atom, I understand you have some new members. I don't know if you want to tell us about that, but how important is just kind of getting the institutional knowledge up out there?
Yeah. So one of the things that I love about our membership roster is that the vast majority of our members came from traditional finance. So that's an awesome thing, because these members are used to seeing how the financial markets are regulated. And that provides a very thoughtful pathway towards getting digital asset markets regulated. And that's why we've been working very hard on our code of conduct and potentially working towards building a self-regulatory organization and really trying to just advance market integrity for our space. So we are very excited, breaking news, to announce that we have grown our membership roster very substantially. And we've also added some brand new board members. So FTX and FTX US are now on Atom's board. Robinhood Crypto is now on Atom's board. Multicoin Capital is now on Atom's board. These are really some of the best firms in the industry. We're extremely excited to have them on our board. And then more broadly and more deeply, we've also just expanded our membership roster in addition. So we've added Coin Fund, the Digital Asset Council of Financial Professionals, the Hero Foundation, Solidus Capital, Symphony. Those are all new members, as well as some new law firms, such as like Anderson Kill, Mayer Brown, McGonigal, and as strategic legal partners. So we're expanding our membership pretty substantially, and with some really great actors in the industry. And it's very, very important to us to work with good actors who are interested in, advancing the regulation for this space.
Okay, so just to bring everybody up to speed, we are hearing that some type of crypto regulation in the United States will come from Joe Biden sometime next week. So we're listening into Yahoo Finance here, who was essentially one of the first to report it. Basically, nothing really set in stone on what this is going to look like. I like that clip from Charlie Munger. I think it speaks volumes, and this is nothing against Charlie or anybody in the Congress who's had a ton of success, because I never hate on anybody who's had success in anything. I don't care what it is. But there's no question, in my opinion, people in Congress are out of touch, right? I always hark back to the example of when Zuckerberg at Facebook or at Meta went up against Congress, and Congress asked Mark Zuckerberg how they made money. And Mark Zuckerberg couldn't even believe they asked him the question. He said, Senator, we run ads, right? And I think that speaks volumes in terms of the average age of people in our in our power structure right now. I think some of them, and this is no slight at them, I understand why, because they're just from a different generation. They're out of touch with where crypto is going, where digital assets are going, where the future of blockchain is going. And it's not just a Ponzi scheme. It's not just a scam artist. It is actually much, much more than that. And there are many, many good pieces of blockchain technology that outweigh all of the negative BS. And I think the negative BS, like a lot of things, gets the press, right? That gets the clicks, that gets the coverage. This sort of stuff doesn't, right? Take what Cardano is doing. They're putting young children's data, their school data, their test scores on the blockchain. That is a real world use case. That's why I like Cardano, by the way. They're actually solving real world problems, okay? And many other cryptocurrencies and blockchains are doing this. And it's time that people in power come forward who do know what's going on. I speak to Shannon Bray sometimes. I know he's an avid community member in the Shiba Inu community. It's time for these people to take a step. They have a voice, they have a place, and they have a opportunity here to make a name for themselves and throw themselves out there and say, hey, look, this is going to make us better. But no matter what, I don't think this regulation is going to be some swooping regulation that's going to knock all of us off the block. That's not how things work in the government. That's not how things work when executive orders happen. Things are slowly rolled out. Things will evolve over time. Now, the Biden exchange, if you're just checking in, they're going to issue a mandate to regulate crypto sometime next week. So we'll kind of get some other perspectives here. The Biden administration, this is Ted Cruz, could kill crypto. Of course, we got the political tensions going back and forth. I don't think he's set to kill crypto. I do think there is regulation coming, though, in the form of stablecoins. That's where I think it's coming first. Let me see here if there's any latest information or videos that we can kind of tune into and watch here. Let me bounce back into the chat, too. What's going on, everybody? Happy that you're joining us here and bringing you up to speed on the latest news that affects us all, regardless of what coin you're married to. I don't think you should be married to any coins. There's opportunities out there everywhere, but I know how this thing works. People get tribal, regardless of what coin you love. This is not a live stream to start shilling. This is not a live stream to start saying my coin's better than your coin. This is a live stream to say this impacts us all. It affects us all as crypto investors, especially if you're in the United States, and we need to talk about it. And because we're stronger together as a community that is all invested in crypto. So that's why we're doing this. Like the smash button, subscribe to the channel, take a first sip, sit back, and let's dig into this a little bit more and see what else we can find here. This is coming from Yahoo. We already read this article. Let's see if we can find anything else. Okay, here's something here. Update: President Biden expected to issue an executive order on regulation of crypto for next week. Let's listen in here and see if we can get some more information.
Good afternoon, Brian. That's right. President Biden set to issue a wide-ranging executive order.
Okay, we're having some problems buffering this up. We'll see if we can get this resolved here and see if we can play this back, maybe. We'll see. This is also coming out of Yahoo Finance. Let's see here if we can get this thing to play, maybe. We're having some issues here, technical difficulties. Let's refresh this and see what we can get. Let's see here. Biden crypto. Oh, here's Coin Bureau. What's he saying? But when you have specific crypto risks, mainly around regulation, Biden's executive order, Treasury overreach, stablecoin crackdowns. Okay, here we go. He has a running thread here. Love Coin Bureau, by the way. One of the best in the business. Simon, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that. We will get to XRP at some point, maybe in this stream actually too. So we'll see if we can do that. But here's Coin Bureau. Let me zoom this in a little bit. What do you guys think is the biggest risk to crypto in the next 6 months? Playing a bit devil's advocate. Drop your thoughts on this down below. Roberto, thank you. Can you check out Shield Network? Excuse me, they have a Shield pad that have 18% APY. That sounds great, Roberto. But right now, I need to focus in on this. I mean, this is the most important up-to-date information that we need to get educated on as crypto investors, regardless of what token you're into. I don't care, okay? Don't care. More power to you. Regardless, this is big news. We got to talk about this right now. Great answers so far, okay? Let's see. In my mind, a lot of it's global macro and leads to sell-off and risk on assets. I agree 100% with this. The most risky assets out there, the riskiest assets, what are they? They're crypto and NFTs. Now, interestingly enough, NFTs have not really took a major hit. Crypto did a few weeks ago, of course, but there's no question when things like this happen from a macroeconomic standpoint, you've got Russia and Ukraine tensions. You've got, obviously, the Fed tapering rates. You've got them talking about crypto regulation. These are macro effects, and they have a major impact on risk on assets like this. He says here, war in Ukraine, more aggressive Fed action. Couldn't agree more here with the Coin Bureau on this front. He says, but you may have specific crypto risks, mainly around regulation. Biden's executive order, which we're addressing right now. We're talking about that as we speak. Treasury overreach, stablecoin crackdowns, launch of CBDCs. So all of this is playing a role in what's going on in the crypto market right now. Let's be honest. We are at a stalemate right now. We are not growing the way we should be and the way we have in the past. Why is that? No new investors are coming in. They're afraid, okay? And especially the big-time investors that will move the market. The market movers, they are on the sidelines right now. A lot of those market movers are out of the stock market altogether. They're sitting on cash because of uncertainty, fear, uncertainty, and doubt because of FUD. And the FUD is kind of real here. I know we talk about FUD sometimes as like, don't FUD, quit FUDding. But the FUD is real here when it comes to new investors. And we as crypto investors, we as people in the space right now, we can flip the script on that. Other people in power, such as in Congress and things like that, I can't wait to see people step up and talk about the positive aspects of cryptocurrency because they greatly outweigh the negative BS that we hear all the time coming from mainstream media, coming from other places that aren't involved. They're not invested. They don't understand the power of cryptocurrency and where it's going to take us in the future. So what's up, everybody? Congratulations out there to anybody who's still making money in this market. It's been rough, right? But I appreciate that. Crypto realist, what's happening, man? The government sees money to be made. They will get their hands in it and always do. For sure. 100% agree. And they're going to get their pound of flesh, right? They always do. And that's fine. And I think some regulation is good. Let me go back to this point. Some regulation is good because the big players, they're not coming into crypto until there's some form of regulation. Once there is some form of regulation, you watch. The big players will come in, okay? They may dabble in it right now, but they are not going risk on with all of these things happening in the crypto market. So that's what's going on right now. People asking, should you buy now or wait? Listen, I am not a financial advisor. Nobody here has a crystal ball. But if you're playing the long game, what I would say is dollar cost average is the least risky option that you can do. Dollar cost average, especially when things are down. We're taking a little bit of a hit in the crypto market right now. And if we bounce over here, we could see we were down 3.8, 3.18. Now we're down 3.68 as this news continues to spread around what's going on. Now, I'm not throwing the towel in or anything like that. I'm just very curious to see what's going to happen. To recap this, U.S. crypto policy delayed due to a disagreement between Biden and Yellen, and also between Russia and Ukraine. Biden has kind of shifted his focus there a little bit, and people there have as well. But we are expected to hear something next week on crypto regulation here in the United States. So that is why we're on the live stream right now and talking about it and trying to get some answers. Let's see if we can find any more updated news articles. Here we go. Yahoo Finance. Biden issuing, what do we got here? Biden issuing crypto oversight exec order next week. Let's see here. This is coming from the person who we tried to listen to. We'll try to go back and see if we can listen to her talk about this actually. But she says Biden is expected to issue an executive order next week, directing agencies across the government to study cryptocurrencies and a central bank currency and to come up with a government-wide strategy to regulate crypto assets. So, okay, if we read between the lines here, let me zoom in. We read between the lines here, this does not seem like anything is going to come and hit us upside the head next week. This seems like they're talking about it. They're having a conversation, right? Let's read this again. President Biden is expected to issue an executive order next week directing agencies. So all it is an order to direct agencies across the government to study crypto more. Well, that's not really going to affect us if they're just studying crypto more. And a central bank digital currency and potentially a digital dollar in the United States. And again, this goes back to the points I've made for months, several months. The biggest threat is stablecoins. Why do they want to make a digital dollar? Stablecoins. And come up with a government-wide strategy to regulate digital assets. So that's kind of what we're watching here. They are going to be looking to talk to a lot of people in various agencies, including the Department of Treasury, the state, the Justice, and Homeland Security to develop a comprehensive report on the future of money and future of payment systems. This move comes as Bloomberg News reported on Wednesday that a rift has developed between the White House and Treasury over crypto regulation. All right, but a Treasury official disputed the account as inaccurate. The administration is engaged in wide-ranging effort to regulate the sector, with the FBI forming a new crypto unit led by a seasoned computer crimes prosecutor. The Financial Stability Oversight Council, created after the 2008 financial crisis to monitor risks to the system, will be asked to study financial stability issues that arise from digital assets. So this is going far beyond, whether you like Shibnobi, Saitama, Shiba Inu, I don't care. This is much, much bigger, okay? You got to see the bigger picture here, and this affects us all, okay? So we're not talking about this coin or that coin or this coin or that coin. This affects you. It affects every single person in this room and every single person invested in crypto, and that's why we're talking about it right here, okay? Meanwhile, the Attorney General, along with the FTC and Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, will be asked to consider what impact the growth in digital assets could have on market competition. The SEC, CFTC, and Federal Reserve, FDIC, too many acronyms, are expected to weigh market protection measures within their jurisdictions. Let's bounce back over to Twitter and see if I can find any new information. And thank you so much for jumping in here and getting informed on what is going on with crypto regulation as it relates to the United States. Smash the like button, subscribe, because everybody in this crypto industry needs to hear what's going on.
Set to issue a wide-ranging executive order on regulating cryptocurrency.
Not sure why this video won't play for us, but we'll try this again. Maybe we can, for whatever reason, that video does not want to play back to us. But basically, they're going to reiterate the same types of things that we saw in this previous clip. Here we go. Watcher Guru's putting out some things. President Biden to issue executive order on Bitcoin and crypto regulations next week. Just in, Biden to issue an executive order. Okay, so a lot of the same things being said here. Let's see if this actually plays.
Across the government to study cryptocurrencies as well as a central bank digital currency and come up with a wide-ranging government strategy to regulate digital assets, according to an administration official familiar with the matter. Now, the order reads like an alphabet soup of agencies here in Washington that will be tasked with looking into crypto. Specifically, the order will commission a study of a CBDC and ask Treasury, along with the Department of State, the Attorney General, the Department of Commerce and Homeland Security, and other agencies to develop a report on the future of money and payment systems. Now, the director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy will do a technical evaluation of what might be needed to support a CBD system. FSOC will be asked to study financial stability issues that arise from digital assets. And the Attorney General, along with the FTC and the CFPB, will be asked to consider what the impact of growth in digital assets could be on markets, while the SEC and CFTC will consider market protection measures within their own jurisdictions. Now, the order will also look at measures to protect consumers, businesses, and investors. It will also delve into privacy issues concerning digital assets, as well as distributed ledger technology and the potential impact on the environment there. These studies will be anywhere between 90 to 180 days, and these agencies will expect it to report back to the president on this. So, Brian, a very wide-ranging effort by the White House to thoughtfully think through how to regulate crypto. The administration clearly understands crypto is here to stay and appears to be embracing that. Again, this order finally expected next week.
You know, that's a really good perspective. I like how she ended that, right? There wouldn't be an executive order if they just passed crypto off as this one-off thing and they weren't, seeing it as being the future, right? So I think this could be a good thing. And I think if investors are informed and understand that regulation is a good thing, at least more of a good thing than a bad thing, maybe they won't, sell off and run for the hills. We'll have to see how this affects the crypto market. I do think we had obviously the same type of a scare appeal or fear appeal, whatever you want to call it. A few weeks ago, we saw what happened there. We had the flash crash, but we bounced back. Will we have a similar flash crash and drop back down to those levels again and then bounce back up? I don't know. Maybe all of this information is already built into the current crypto market. Maybe people have sold who are going to sell, and the people who are going to hold are going to hold. It's very fascinating, and we really don't have an answer. Right, we really don't, but I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Light up. What are you thinking on this? There's a lot to take in. I want to, take some people and really hear from them. And I want to kind of get some other voices in here too. So I'm actually going to go over on Twitter, or actually I'm going to go over here on Discord and drop this link in here and see if I can get some Discord members to drop in. So anybody on my Discord who wants to drop in and come join us and talk about this, I think it'd be great to have some conversation about this. So I'm dropping this in main chat. Come join us. And then if we can't get anybody, I'll make this public and I'll just drop it in Twitter and I'll literally have some people on and, we'll see how that runs and see if we can get some other voices on here and get your opinions. But that's kind of what we're looking at right now. And hopefully we can see something come to fruition next week and get some type of clarity, But here's really what it comes down to. How is this thing going to be spun by the mainstream media? Is it going to be spun as crypto is a good thing and we need it in order for this train to continue on the tracks? Or are we going to see the other side of it? Crypto is this scary, scary thing, and we need to regulate it because everybody's getting wrecked. What are we going to see? What's that narrative, right? And it scares me a little bit because usually the narrative is negative, right? Doesn't matter what kind of news. Usually negative news sells. Quick fun fact, it's called the hostile media effect. So there you go. Let's see here. Okay, I just got an alert that Cardano's down to 105. Let's take a look at the current markets and see. We're continuing to fall a little bit. Yeah, we're falling a little bit more here. When we came on stream, we were down about 3%. We're closing in on about 3.5% right now. So we are seeing people react to this in a negative way, at least here in the short term. Bitcoin is down 41,833. You can see exactly what happened here. This is slowly happening. And then, of course, we've seen a little downfall here this afternoon based on this news that came out. So we are experiencing some little bit of a sell-off here. For anybody just tuning in, smash the like button, subscribe. More people need to be here and understand what is going on in the crypto industry. I don't care what community you're in. This is bigger. This is way, way bigger. Okay. Biden to sign executive order regulating crypto next week. And this is something we knew that was going to happen, at least thought this was going to happen, something that came out last month. And we'll see kind of how this plays out. So let's see. Somebody's saying Shiba Inu's dumping. Let's go over and take a look at some of the other assets here in these top 20 or whatever. Okay, so we're down 1%. It's actually not dumping as much as other currencies are actually right now. There's another dump there. 2.91% down for SHIB right now. But again, remember, we were at lower levels not too long ago. If we go out to the 1 month, this is still a pretty bullish 1 month chart here for SHIB. So even though, we might dial back down here to the 2.8, this wouldn't be terrible. It's just going to be really interesting to watch how this plays out and how people respond. Personally, what I'm doing, I'm not, necessarily buying right now. I'm going to wait and see. I'm in a wait and see approach right now. I'm not really selling anything either. I'm literally hanging out on the sidelines right now. And that's kind of what I'm doing. And we just got to watch and see how this thing plays out. So right now, I don't want to make any initial reactions and moves right now before we really understand, what happens. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Let's see what else is going on here in the crypto market. What's down and what's up, if anything's up. Atom's up 2%. That's okay. We got a couple things up, but not much. Decentraland still slightly up, less than 1%. Let's see what else we got. Nothing really. Thorchain, but everything's pretty much taking a hit right now. We're down 3.4%, still there. We'll see if we can find any more information here over on Twitter. Let me bounce back over here and Biden crypto. We'll refresh this, see if we get any other insight or intel here. Let's go latest. Let's see. Biden executive order. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Joe Biden must immediately incentivize Bitcoin mining. It is a national security issue. So here's somebody's perspective. American politicians opposed to American crypto mining. Here are Russian assets. So basically, they're saying here that, if the U.S. were smart, Bitcoin mining would become a big part of the United States. And, we have states that are knocking on the door. They want to do it, right? Texas is one of those states. Florida is another one of those states. Arizona has also been one of those states. So what are your thoughts on this? Everybody in the chat, Bitcoin mining. So let's see. Daniel, what's happening? He says, last time I checked, most politicians are against something until it contributes to their campaign. So we can throw money at this issue. That's a good point. Everything comes back to politics in the United States. That is for sure. So Sunnyside says he's getting reflections. Well, that's good. That is one positive thing. People are getting reflections on sells. So Devin says, why you block my message mods? Rich Rabbits is Zach's and Alex's NFT project, diluted mods. Devin, I don't know what you're bitching about, man. I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Let's see what else we got. Any EO by Biden will be theft for individuals and bonus for companies that donate to Dems. Watch Congress stock trades to see what the plan is. Let's see what other perspectives people have. Throw your perspective in here, and let's see kind of what other people think about this. So we are reacting to this news right here. Basically, he's already tweeted a few times here. Where it is right here. Biden breaking to sign executive order regulating crypto next week. All right, let's see what else we can find here. Anything else? I'd like to get some other insight here. Let's see. Crypto regulation. See if we can find anything latest. Okay, we already watched that. We've watched this already. We've watched a couple different things, short clips. Let's see here. Concerns over Fed. Here's Cointelegraph. Let's see what they're saying. Cointelegraph, concerns over Fed nominee may stop Senate from confirming Biden's picks. They're calling for a boycott on voting on nominees to the Federal Reserve related to allegations of lobbying by Sarah Bloom Raskin. So this doesn't really speak to crypto regulation as much. This was a couple days old, so that's really not needed right now. We're trying to dig into what's going on with crypto regulation. What happened? This is a couple days ago still. All right, so we don't have much more than this right now, at least on Twitter and surfing the web here. Let me bounce over to Google and see if we can find anything here. Crypto executive order, Biden, and we'll sort it on news, and we'll go over to tools and sort by date. Let's see what else we got. President Biden expected to issue wide-ranging. Okay, we already looked at this. We looked at all the top 3 stories. There are 3 stories out, 2 from Yahoo Finance, 1 from Yahoo Money. So that we've already gone over the latest here. That's what we've got right now. That's what's cooking. And we'll continue to kind of monitor this situation. Just want to come on and do a quick live stream for everybody out there. And again, to drive this point home, Biden to sign an executive order regulating crypto sometime next week. We don't know exactly what that'll look like. Let me say this, though. In reading some of these articles, it doesn't seem like they're going to come with a big sweeping decision next week. It just doesn't feel like that. It does seem like they're going to ease into this like they usually do. But that's what we've got for you. Here's Altcoin Daily. They're reporting on it as well. I'm sure they'll have a video out on it later. Biden to issue executive order on crypto regulation next week. And that's what we got for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. And hopefully we can all agree on this, that this affects everybody in crypto. And we'll continue to be locked in with the latest. And talk to you guys later. See ya.